Good morning, children. So, last class we have seen about components of food such as protein, fats, carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals, roughage, and importance of water to prevent dehydration. Yes, these and all we have seen. Today we are going to see the last topic of this chapter. That is balanced diet. So, to stay healthy, it's very important to eat healthy food. We can eat healthy food by taking care of certain things. So here we are going to see what is mean by balanced diet. Okay, so the food items that we eat during the day are combinedly called as diet. Okay, so the food items which we are eating every day in our life are together called as diet. Okay, to grow well and stay healthy, it is essential to eat food items from all major food groups in adequate quantities. Okay, so your diet that contains all nutrients, water and roughage in proper proportion is called balanced diet. So what is meant by balanced diet? The diet which contains all the nutrients, water and roughage in a proper proportion is called as balanced diet. That means if the food items which we are having contains the essential nutrients which is needed by the body and water roughage in a proper quantity, then it is a balanced diet. Okay, so four food groups are taken into consideration. So we are going to see balanced diet chart. Here you can see in this chart about how much percentage we have to take every day. So first we can see about fruits and vegetables. Okay, so in our daily diet we have to intake 40 percentage of fruits and vegetables. Okay, and in 25 percentage we have to take fiber rich carbohydrate such as wheat, rice, bread, chapati, etc. Okay, cereals. Okay, and next 10 percentage we have to take fat. Okay, so we have to take only less quantity of fat in our daily diet. Then 25 percentage we have to intake protein in our food. Okay, so then the food which we are taking is said to be balanced diet. Okay, children, so 40 percentage you have to intake fruits and vegetables, 25 percentage carbohydrate rich food, then 25 percentage protein rich food like milk, fish, chicken, yes, meat products, then 10 percentage we have to take fatty food. So here we are taking in consideration about balanced diet, we have to consider four food groups. Okay, so these are shown in the table. Okay, so what are the food group? First is milk. So in our diet every day we have to intake milk. Okay, milk and milk products like cheese and curd. Okay, so what are the nutrients present in milk? Fats, proteins, minerals, carbohydrate and water. Okay, and we have to intake 40 percentage of vegetable and fruit. We have seen in balanced diet, isn't it? So these vegetables and fruit contains carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals and water. Okay, then we have to take 25 percentage of cereal such as rice, bread, chapati, which is rich in carbohydrate. Then protein such as pulses, meat product, beans, peas. So from that we will get the nutrients such as proteins and fats. So balanced diet, it will varies with age, sex and kind of work a person does. So according to the age, sex and kind of work a person is doing, the balanced diet will be vary. For example, a growing child and a pregnant woman They require a diet rich in proteins. Okay, why they require the diet which is rich in protein means to build new cells. Okay, so the diet rich in protein food, if they are taking, then it will help them to build new cells in their body. Okay, and a laborer working doing more physical work, yes, the laborer means they will do more physical work, they requires more carbohydrate as he needs or more energy. Okay children, understood? Now, so apart from the balanced diet, it is important to cook food properly, okay, so that the nutrient present in it are not lost or destroyed in the process. So first thing is, why we have to cook food properly in order to prevent loss of nutrient. If we are not cooking the food properly, we lost the essential nutrients which is needed by our body, so that there is no use of taking food. Okay, so we have to cook food properly to prevent loss of nutrient. Then food should be cooked in just enough water, so that excess water does not have to be thrown away, as it contains vitamins and minerals. Food should not be heated repeatedly. We should not heat the food repeatedly. Why we should not heat repeatedly food means, as the nutrients in it get destroyed by too much of heating. Then vegetables and fruits should not be washed after peeling their skins or cutting them, because the nutrients will be washed away. So in our house we will buy vegetables and fruits. Some of them they will wash after peeling their skin or after cutting the vegetables or fruits. Yes. So we should not wash after peeling their skins or cutting them, because the nutrients will be washed away. So these are some of the precautions we have to take while we are cooking food. Now, overeating. Some people tend to overeat delicious food items like ice creams, burgers. So, which food we are, our favorite food we used to eat more as. So, some people they will overeat delicious foods as such as ice cream, burger, chocolate, etc. So, excess intake of food containing fats and especially junk food leads to a condition called obesity. Okay, so obesity means what? If you are excessively intaking the food containing fats and junk foods, then it leads to a condition called obesity. So obesity is a condition of the body in which a person gains a lot of weight. Okay, an obese person become lazy and inactive and can suffer from heart related problem. Okay, so always say no to junk food. Okay, eat a balanced diet children, and exercise regularly to remain healthy, because overeating leads to obesity. Now we can see about undernutrition. So what is meant by undernutrition? So undernutrition is the condition that results due to lower intake of food than the amount required by the body. So some children, if you are seeing, means they will not intake properly food. They will take only less food. So if we are intaking the food lower than the requirement of our body, then such condition is called as undernutrition. Okay, what is meant by undernutrition? Lower intake of food than the amount required by the body. Next, we can see about malnutrition. So what is meant by malnutrition? The lack of essential nutrients in the diet. So when we are intaking food, we must be careful. The food which we are eating, it should contain the nutrients which is necessary for our body. Okay, otherwise it's waste of eating the large amount of food. So if we are eating the food which doesn't contain any proper nutrient, then there is no use at all. Okay, So what is meant by malnutrition means it is the condition in which there is a lack of essential nutrient in the diet, okay, which result in a condition called what? Malnutrition. So that food doesn't contain the essential nutrients which is required by our body. Now we are going to see about deficiency disease. So many people in our country are not able to eat a balanced diet, and hence they are suffer from what several disease. Such diseases are called as deficiency disease. Okay, so what is meant by deficiency disease? Deficiency disease are caused due to lack of some nutrients in the diet. Okay, if the deficiency of the nutrient continues for a long time, it results in diseases. Deficiency diseases are non-communicable disease. You might have learned in your lower class about communicable disease and non-communicable disease. So what is meant by communicable disease? Communicable disease means it will spread from one person to another, or it can be transmitted from one person to another, like common cold, as fever. But these deficiency diseases are non-communicable disease, as they cannot be transmitted from one person to another. They can be cured by eating a balanced diet. Okay, so deficiency disease are also called as nutritional disorders. So what is the other name of deficiency disease? Nutritional disorders. So let us study about the different deficiency disease. So first we can see the disease caused due to deficiency of protein. So Kwashiorkor is a disease which is caused due to the deficiency of protein in the diet. So if you are not intaking proper the protein in our diet, it leads to deficiency disease called what? Kwashiorkor. So it is common among the children between the ages of 1 and 5 years. So 1 to 5 years children, at the age of 1 to 5 it will affect children. Okay, so such children will show some symptoms such as stunted growth, have thin limbs, scaly and dry skin, reddish hair, protruding belly. You can see in the picture, isn't it? So they will have the stunted growth, that means they proper retard growth, and have thin limbs. Okay, very thin limbs. That means you can see in the their hands, it is very thin, isn't it? And their skin or scaly and dry skin, and their hair will be reddish hair, and they'll be having a protruding belly. Okay, their belly will be enlarged due to the deficiency of protein. So due to the deficiency of protein, the disease caused is Kwashiorkor. Okay, next one more disease which is caused due to the deficiency of proteins and carbohydrate is marasmus. So what is meant by marasmus? It is a disease that occurs due to the deficiency of proteins and carbohydrate. If you are not intaking nutrients such as protein and carbohydrate in our diet, it leads to marasmus. So it also affect the children below the age of 1 year. Okay, so a child suffering from marasmus become very thin and lean. Okay, and has dry and wrinkled skin, and they will be having sunken eyes, and his ribs become very prominent. So you can see in the picture, the symptoms are they will be very thin and lean, as, and they will have the dry skin. Dry and wrinkled skin means you can see is the skin and all it is shrinked. Then sunken eyes, the eyes will be sunken, and ribs become very prominent. Okay, so these are the symptoms which we can see in the children's who is having the deficiency of protein and carbohydrate. The deficiency disease is called what? Marasmus. Now we can see disease caused due to the deficiency of vitamins. So we know that there are two types of vitamins. What are they? Water soluble vitamin and fat soluble vitamin. Here we can see the vitamin water soluble and fat soluble vitamins. Due to the deficiency of these vitamins, what are the deficiency this is caused and their symptoms? Okay, so first one is vitamin A. Deficiency this is caused due to the lack of vitamin A is night blindness. Okay, if there is a deficiency of vitamin A, it causes disease called night blindness. The symptoms of night blindness are you cannot see in dim light. Okay, that is inability to see in dim light. Then vitamin B, if there is a deficiency of vitamin B, it leads to a deficiency disease called beriberi. So the symptoms of vitamin beriberi deficiency disease are weak muscles, okay, loss of weight and appetite. Okay, so not in hunger of eating food, that is called appetite. Okay, so vitamin B deficiency leads to what disease? Beriberi. Then vitamin C, so vitamin C deficiency lead to scurvy. Okay, and symptoms of scurvy are bleeding gums and lost teeth. Then vitamin D, D deficiency disease caused due to vitamin D is rickets, and the symptoms of rickets are bowed legs, bending of bones, development of pigeon chest. Okay, so the deficiency disease rickets will cause symptoms such as bowed legs, bending of bones and development of pigeon chest. So now we are going to see about the deficiency disease caused due to the deficiency of minerals. So minerals also very important to our body, which is required in very small quantity. Already we have seen as so mineral. So iron, if there is a deficiency of iron, it leads to a deficiency disease called anemia. Okay, so symptoms of anemia are pale look, tiredness, loss of appetite. Okay, and iodine is an important mineral. So if iodine deficiency is there, it will cause disease called goiter. So that is symptoms of goiter are enlargement of thyroid gland, retard growth. Then calcium, so calcium is also an essential mineral which is required by our body. Deficiency of calcium cause decay of teeth and bones. Okay, so symptoms of this deficiency disease are bones become weak and tooth decay. It also cause tooth decay. Then sodium and potassium is also an important mineral. So deficiency of these minerals leads to disease such as body and muscles become weak. It also leads to paralysis. Okay, so symptoms of this disease are weakness in the body and dehydration. Dehydration means loss of water. Then fluorine. So fluorine is also a mineral which is required by our body. If we are not having proper fluorine in our body, it leads to tooth decay. Okay, so which leads to increase in tooth decay. Then phosphorus. Phosphorus is an important mineral which is required by our bones. Okay, so if phosphorus deficiency is there in our body, it leads to deficiency disease called rickets. The symptoms of rickets are bones become soft and bend. Okay, I hope that you all understand about this. Okay, so I have finished chapter 2. I have sent notes also, children. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so children, copy the notes and read. Thank you, children.